What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, thank you for following me along my epic journey, right, guys? So if you're new, basically a few months ago, I decided to take the plunge and buy two 100K FTMO challenges, trade those two, and prove to myself and you guys out there that I'm able to do this, right? I am by no means an expert trader, or do I claim to be. I do like to trade, right? I have a love for it. Like, I love looking at the charts, understanding where price might go. I don't know all the crazy terms. It is what it is. I just kind of understand price in my own way, using some influences from ICT and trying to pass the challenge, which we epically did yesterday, right? We passed our phase 2. So I'm officially a funded trader, right? It's crazy to say. And if you were there for yesterday's video, you know I had a phase 1 that I was trading, and I only had 2 days left, and I passed that shit today too, guys. So now we're going on to our second phase 2. I'm trying to go for max allocation. I'm gonna get it. Fuck that shit. I'm going to accomplish this, right? So going over my whole little epic journey, just a little recap. I started off with trading a specific strategy that I did a video on the 1 minute. And to be completely honest, I got into some losing trades. I also made some mistakes as far as when I shouldn't have gotten into trades, right? Just my emotions got the best of me. But overall, I do feel like that strategy, even though this last month I was doing the 5 minute, I still feel like that strategy may be better for me. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason being is, one, I'm just looking at price from 8:30 to 11, right? That's it. Like, that strategy involved, and everything is documented, right? Is 8:30 to 11. I'm looking for a breaker or high or low, looking for a market structure shift, and then I'm going to go in on either a fair value gap or an OTE, right? Now, in that strategy, I had rules set. So I would trade that strategy regardless of how many times it popped up, and I won, right? Because there was times and situations where we would take out the high, I would get an entry, and then we would take out the low, and I would get an entry, and then I would have 2 wins for the day. And then there's times where I would win and lose. But there's also times where I lost twice. Now, if I lose twice in a row, that's it, I'm done. I can't trade again. And that's what I back tested, and that's what I compiled the data. And in that back test, I actually forward tested it on a demo account and marked up all my trades as the months went by, right? From April till now. So that data is 100% correct. As far as the 5 minute entry, I remember that when I sat there and back tested it, I was just looking for, and I'm just trying to be completely transparent, because I'm going back through my trades and I'm actually marking out my trades. Like, I'm setting up I'm going to make this all public, but I created on like TradingView, where you copy the link and add it to your Excel sheet. So I'm going to make that all public so everybody can sit there and look through the data, right? But what I ended up doing was I was just looking for the break of high or low of London. That's it. Not even Asia. Sometimes, or there's a lot of times where Asia consolidates within London, right? So I was just looking for the break of the high or low of London, and that's what I would go on. So that sometimes happened before 8:30. Like at 8 o'clock, you'll see that there's a break of London's high. There's a market structure shift between like 8 to 8:30, 8 to 9 o'clock, and then there'll be the pullback where you would enter. So I'm going to mark that all up because I do want to be completely transparent. And, this last, I would say, 2 months worth of data on my Excel sheet is pretty much on point with the strategy that I've been doing, because I've been trading it obviously on the channel with you guys. So I just wanted to be completely transparent and get that out there, and I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible, just so you guys can, if it helps, great, right? So because I know somebody was back testing and said, hey, I'm only getting a 39% win rate, and I just want to be completely transparent on what I back tested. Now, as far as whoever's doing that, do me a favor, back test the 1 minute chart and listen to what I'm saying. If you take 2 losses in a row, you cut the day off, and then you move on to the next day. You're going to have some losing weeks, but overall, you're going to be profitable, right? And I feel like what affected me with that strategy was my losing weeks and not being able to trade the strategy every day, because to be consistent, I need to be able to trade this strategy every day. Right. Anyways, so let's just get into today's trades. We're gonna do the same thing that we always do. We're gonna mark out the high and low, and I'm just gonna get right into it. Right, you got 12 a.m. price, 8:30 price. Remember, this is UTC -4. This is New York Eastern Central Time. Whatever you guys say, that's where we're at, right? So we're mark out the high. We're gonna mark out the low. We're gonna wait for the break of the high or low. Broke the high. So at this point, I'm looking for a reversal. And to be completely honest, playing this out, let's see, I probably want this low to be taken out for me to consider any type of sell on the 5-minute. Now, I'm going to play price through, but I want to show you the 1-minute entry as well, right? So playing price through, we get the break, right? Dropping down to the minute, we actually have right here a market structure shift, right? I'll leave that line there. That if you were trading the 1-minute chart, right? So we came up, took liquidity, pulled back, came up, took liquidity. So now you're looking for the break of this low. So if you did take your fib and pulled it down, you would notice that it did pull back to the 61.8 and then dropped. I didn't take this trade, right? I just noticed it afterwards because I still compile my data as far as the 1-minute goes, right? Playing price forward, let's see. Now, I was completely eager to get into a trade because I was trying to pass this account. I decided to disconnect this account because it was linked to an unlimited account. Just because I had the intentions of being a little aggressive just to try to pass this account within today or tomorrow, right? And I didn't want to risk my unlimited accounts because they're doing pretty well too. So as you can see, we took out the lows. At this point in time, you're looking for this lower high to be broken. Actually, okay. So if you can follow along with what I'm doing here, right? Low, high. It would be low, high, low, high, low, high. And actually, here's low, pull back up, and then dropped. So if that was horrible. If you're looking at it like that, you do see like there are. I wouldn't. That's not typically the market structure shift that I would be looking for to be taking out, but my eye was still on it, right? Just because I'm eager to get in on a trade, and since we didn't really break we didn't break this high on the 5-minute. I did drop down to the 1-minute, and obviously here's where we broke the low, pulled back. Finally broke this low, pulled back, and then came down. So the moment that we took out this high, I took my fib out, right, from top to bottom, and I set a pending order on the 61.8, which actually lines up right there, which is the order block or whatever it's called, right? See, I don't even know the words, dude. But yeah. So typically when you see a single opposite candle within a push, you know that there's going to be a reaction when it comes back to that candle, typically, right? So this is the trade that I ran today, and targeted a 1 to 2, which is right about there, and that's it. So playing price forward, we get tagged in, go into some drawdown, go into a little more drawdown, but eventually we actually hit, let's say, where is it? Full TP, right? Took a little while. I didn't go full TP because I didn't have to. All I needed to do was make 1,200 bucks, right? So that was the winning trade for today. If you actually, here you are, profit $10,000. I don't know what I did there, but whatever. Refresh. Let's see. There it goes. Profit $10,000, 86%. Passed everything. So now we're officially on a phase 2 on this account as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't even look at if there was a silver bullet set up today. No, that's another thing that I've been playing around with, right? I've been looking at the 4-hour right before silver bullet starts. So, for example, it would be right here. Yeah, that would be the candle. So, let's see. Back to the 4-hour. Obviously, we're bearish overall, right? We're super bearish. So, I'm looking for either price to pull back into this candle and give me a setup for a sell during what's it called, during silver bullet hours, or if I don't get it and price does pull down, I'm looking for this low to be taken out and then for me to get a buy setup. So that's typically what I've been looking for. I just been looking at the candlestick patterns on the 4-hour and understanding, where price might go or what I'm looking for, and then trading it. And I've been doing it on FX replay. So that win rate's actually I did really well. And then targeting obviously specific liquidity. So here you have 10 o'clock. And this is all in the 5 minutes. So playing price forward. Let's see if we get a fair value gap as far as we didn't break up. So like at this point, I know I'm just rambling on right now, but I just want to keep everybody, up to date to what's going on in my head. So basically anything above this line, I would be looking for a sell, right? And then below this line, I would look for a reversal and for a buy. Remember, 4 hours is a big time frame, right? So 5 minutes, there's a lot that can happen within that 4-hour candle. But understanding that typically we'll create a wick when we're pushing down, right? So if you have a black consecutive candle, the next candle you are guessing that it's going to be black or bearish. Typically, it's going to create a wick, push price back down, right? And then it'll create another wick on the bottom and push price back up. Either it closes bullish or it'll close bearish, and then sometimes you just don't get an entry. But what I would be looking for is a bullish fair value gap, which is this where you get right there. Right there, you get your bullish fair value gap. This single black candle between these three would be like a not a red flag, but like a hey, look at me, to probably set my trade closer to the bottom of the fair value gap than anything else. Long position, right? Covering the low. Honestly, you could probably cover the low of the fair value gap, right? We'll just play it out and see what happens. Playing price tagged in. Did I get tagged out? All right, so I should have covered the low. You live and you learn. But yeah, that's basically what I've been looking at, right? So how far did it run before taking me out? Let's see. Okay, so if you did cover the whole fair value gap, what did you get? Almost a 1 to 2. Almost a 1 to 2. So yeah, something I've been playing around with. and you guys can play around with it as well. So it's just, I've seen a lot of videos on Silver Bullet, right? And it's the thing that I like about it, right, is that it's 1 hour. You're talking about, you know, 10 to 11, and I've seen people trade it differently. I've seen people trade it on the 1 minute. I've seen people say, no, you got to wait for a market structure shift. There's one guy that did a video that basically just goes in on um, the very first 5 minute fair value gap that pops up, and he goes for a 2 to 1 risk. But I back tested that, and it just wasn't profitable for me, right? So I decided to look and see, um, by me looking at and analyzing higher time frame, if it would increase my strike rate, and it did. So I just basically looked at the 4 hour, typically how I would look at trading any type of 4 hour. I've done videos before where I talk about, like, it's pretty easy to understand where price is gonna go sometimes, right? So for example, we broke this high in the 4 hour. The moment that I broke this high, I would be looking for a sell, and as you can see, it just sells off, right? And then the moment that we break this low, I will be looking for a buy, for there to be a market structure shift for a buy. And it's just the concept of, we eventually would need a pullback after a break of a low or a high, and it works out, right? It's been working out. That's how I used to trade forex pairs. But to be able to trade that way, I needed more time on the charts, and unfortunately, with work, I don't have it. I really don't. So I've been trying to find something extremely rules based that stuck to, a segment of time throughout the day that I could sit there and trade. So that's why I decided to go with the strategy that I started this channel off with. But hopefully, right? Hopefully, if not, fuck that. Not hopefully. When I become funded and I actually accomplish my master plan, guys, right? Remember my master plan? My master plan is to at least get $1 million in in funded capital. And the reason why is very simple. I do not want to risk 1% per trade. I want to have 10 accounts, 10 100K accounts, and I want to risk a 1/4%. And let's just say if I'm able to make 10 grand in a month at 1%, then that would be $2,500. But that'd be $2,500, or let's say $2,000 after their cut across 10 accounts. That's still $20,000 a month, and that's a lot of money to me. I don't know if it's a lot of money to you, but that is a lot of money to me, and it would be life changing. At that point in time, I would explore other avenues of getting more capital and then being more aggressive with those accounts. So overall, that's my plan, right? That's my plan of attack, and that's where I'm going with this. And I'm gonna post all this shit. Fuck it. I'm gonna post all of it because I've seen plenty of videos of people posting and saying, "Hey, pass your challenge with this. If you can't listen to a 5 minute video, you suck," and all sort of stuff. But the reality of it, they never really post them going through the struggles of what we experience, right? Like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but this shit's rough, dude. Like, this shit is really rough. The psychology behind it is not easy, and battling with yourself, battling with emotions, understanding that it's okay to lose, like all that kind of stuff is really hard. But I wanted to just put this content out there to show people that, if I can do it, you guys can do it too. Anyways, this turned out to be a longer video than expected, but I'm back, guys. Thank you for that, dude. Just thank you for following, and thank you for being there, and thank you for commenting, and thank you for supporting me and lifting me up through all the issues that I had, because I really do appreciate it. This has been like an outlet, and it's just nice. Like, I have a lot of stress at work and in life and with family, and this has just become a really, really nice outlet, to the point where I feel better when I post my videos. So I really want to say thank you to you guys out there, and you guys have a great night.